Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our scenario is The Dare. It's a short game written by Kevin Ross and Brett Kramer. Tyler Hudak is our game master, and this is episode 2. I will be doing the recap as my character, Harry Enslin. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Report on my Halloween activities on October 31st, 1986 for Miss Dempsey's Social Studies module, Bram Stoker Middle School by Henry Jacob Enslin. Our gang, though I should emphasize that we're more of a clique than a gang, have been challenged by the known bully and general scoundrel Roger Simons to spend the night at the old Barnaker House, a well-known supposed haunted house which has over the years attracted all sorts of ghost stories of witches and abducted children and even cannibalism, remarkably similar to Hansel and Gretel fairy tale recorded by the Brothers Grimm back in 1812. After a pleasant evening of trick-or-treating and having gathered a supply of candy that will last me for the next year, I retired to my room with the pretext of getting some well-deserved sleep. This, of course, was a ruse. Once I was sure that my parents were fully engrossed in watching Miami Vice on NBC, I gathered my supplies and trusty tape recorder and made my escape through the front door. They didn't even notice that I had gone. I will assume that the others had similar experiences because we all arrived at the Barnaker house at roughly the same time. There was me and Rich, Joey, Charles, and Darren. The rude beast Roger was there, attempting to get us to back down from the challenge. He went on at some length, but finally he led us into the house. I wanted to take advantage of the situation and record the thoughts and feelings of the others so that I could better understand the concept of fear, especially in the way it caused physiological reactions. Roger gave us a challenge. Somewhere in the house was hidden a key to the front door. If we found it, we could leave. I immediately thought that this was a weak-minded pretext on Roger's part to force us to wander the house and trigger whatever silly scare traps he had installed. I was not particularly pleased with the unhygienic conditions of the house. If there was a witch living there, she obviously had no concept what her broom was really made for. As the others searched about, I tried little tricks to gauge their reactions to fear with limited success. After a bit, we went upstairs. I remember going into a room with the others. There was a strange smell, and I was sure that we were about to get our first jump scare with a Roger trap. I opened the closet. One should never underestimate the demands of the medulla oblongata when it comes to fight or flight. I have to admit with some embarrassment that my rational brain was not able to override my primitive brain, the result being a great deal of screaming, running, and crying. I demanded hysterically to be taken home. We called for Roger, ready to surrender, but he was nowhere to be found. Joey was going to bust down the door if he had to, but as we were going down the steps, something ran across our path and Joey fell, with me still clinging to him. We tumbled haphazardly to the bottom of the stairs. Not to be outdone, Charlie tried to slide down the banister only to land on the ground right next to us. As we sat there, all stunned and shocked, and me on the verge of another round of tears, the old grandfather clock began to chime, and I swear that it rang 13 times. In the moments that followed, I wondered where the others were, and that's when we became aware of a great deal of commotion coming from the basement. It sounded like a fight. Probably the others had triggered another jump scare. It would seem that some of us were experiencing the alternate high anxiety response from the good old medulla oblongata.
All right. So unfortunately, Jeff was not able to join us, so I'm going to be taking over Joey just for a little bit here. And we'll start back up with those of you who are upstairs. So Darren and Rich, you guys are down in the basement. You had just finished your fight with Roger. He's lying on the floor, still alive. However, has a wound on, if I remember right, on his head, upon which a number of bugs and other creepy crawly things have been coming out, and Darren has lost a significant amount of sanity, which we will get to in a little bit. However, upstairs, Harry and Charles, you are at the bottom of the staircase, right next to the door, right with Joey right next to you, all kind of picking yourselves up. So we will start from there.
It's not that noise. I grab a hold of the door and I try to unlock it.
You go and start pulling at the door. The door handle turns, but it's still locked.
It's locked. You guys hear that noise? Is that somebody downstairs?
I've definitely heard the same noises. A lot of rustling going on down there.
Yeah, the noises downstairs seem to have stopped. Looking around, you two have been kind of focused on the door for a second or two, and when you turn around to look at Joey, because he's being quiet, a little concerned that maybe he hurt his head or something. You see him standing there, and he's holding a cat. It's a fairly adult-sized cat, slate gray, and the cat just seems to be staring up at him, purring. Both of you give me spot hidden rolls. Actually, no, I'm sorry, not spot hidden. Notice stuff.
Hard.
Yes. I guess it's just for regular. I got a 29 out of 4.
Okay. Harry, you don't really see anything, but Charles, you look at him, and you could have swore for a second there that the cat was like moving its jaw, like it was speaking to Joey. Give me a sanity check for that. Lose 1 if you fail. But that only happens for a second, and Joey just kind of looks at you, and he's smiling. He's petting the cat. He's very happy. He's like, guys, look what I found. This great cat. He must be scared.
And I lost 1 out of it.
Okay.
Is it a black cat?
No, it's gray, like slate gray.
Joey, is that what ran across in front of you at the top of the stairs?
Oh, it must have been. He seems really scared. I think he might live in the basement. I mean, we haven't seen anything else for him. Maybe we should go downstairs with the other guys and see if he lives down there and find his food or something.
He's the one that scared us. I don't know why he's scared.
We need to get out of here. I'm gonna go knock on the door and tell him to come up.
Knock on which door?
On the basement door.
Okay, so you're walking back to the kitchen. Joey follows you, holding the cat the whole time. Charles, what are you doing?
I'm following them.
Okay,
I'm afraid Joey's going to shut another door on me.
Okay. You guys get back to the kitchen, and with that, we'll jump down to Darren and Rich. You guys are down in the basement, just like I just described, with Roger lying on the floor in front of you. If I remember right, you guys were in like a pantry area, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were in kind of the pantry, which is like 1 or 2 rooms away from where the stairs are. So just to kind of quickly describe the basement once more, when you go down the stairs and there were no lights or candles in the basement, you kind of went into a workroom that had a very large furnace and a couple doors leading from that. One of the doors led to a room that Darren, if I remember right, you walked in, couldn't see because it was so dark. You couldn't really see anything other than a couch, and then you kind of turned around.
Yeah, a bunch of boring books or something.
Right. Yeah, that's basically what you saw. The outline of a bunch of books. on the other side of the basement was a coal room, and from there you went into the pantry where you're at now, where you found a number of shelves just filled with broken jars that had either fallen on the floor or molded over. But I believe one of you found a jar of eyeballs that was floating inside the liquid, and that's when Roger jumped out and started to attack you. Darren, when you see these bugs, it really starts to get to you, and you start to become a little bit paranoid, more along the lines that everybody you feel that everybody looks to you to be the leader, and now you're starting to get a little bit paranoid of, well, if they're looking at me to be the leader, I'm going to be the one who's going to get blamed for Roger getting hurt, for us getting stuck here, and for anything else that is bad, for the dead body upstairs. Oh wait, did you guys see? I can't remember. Did you guys see the dead body?
We hadn't seen the dead body, no.
Okay, yeah, so not that, but everything bad that has happened tonight, you're the one who's going to get blamed. You're the one who's going to get grounded. You're the one who's going to get suspended from school. You're going to get detentions. It's going on your permanent record. So all of this is just flooding in your mind right now. So with that, you two are sitting in the room, or standing in the room, looking at Roger, and you hear Harry at the top of the basement stairs just kind of start yelling for you.
Okay,
Are you guys down there?
Panicked, what is it? Panic still holding the bloody, bat?
Yep.
I turn to my co-conspirator and say, we can't, we can't let them see this. We're gonna get into so much trouble.
Don't worry about that. What's his face? Roger, is he still moving?
No, he's
Cool.
yeah, he's knocked out.
I'm gonna search his pockets for the key.
You find it. In addition to that, you also find a couple $dollars in change, as well as a small pocket knife.
Yeah, I've got two knives now. Yeah, I brushed them off. Didn't he have cigarettes on him too?
Oh, I'm sure he did.
I'll take those too.
Okay.
And I'll pluck one out and stick one in my mouth like I'm cool or something. I'm like, all right, let's. What was in this other room over here?
Oh, a couch and some boring books or something. It's not important. What are we gonna do with Roger?
Was it tough did we try to lift that little grate?
You did not try to lift the grate. And thank you for reminding me. Yes, in the middle of the main workroom area is this heavy grate, and that you could, if I remember, you could look down. It looked like it went down about 10, 12 feet or so to a dirt tunnel beneath. There were handholds that you probably could climb down, and when somebody had dropped something down there or shined their light, and you could see a couple rats scurrying away.
All right, help me with this this grate. You can put him down this little hole.
Okay.
And then I'll yell up, "It's nothing but spiders down here!" Oh, and I'll stomp around, making a little bit more noise. That's what the tussle was.
Down where there's spiders.
What are your guys' strength?
Oh, right. I'm a kid.
My strength is 55.
Mine's is 45.
You guys start to lift it up, even helping each other, and you're just not strong enough to lift it all up. You can kind of feel it coming up a little bit, but not much. Harry and Charles, you can kind of hear them, moving around down there. You can hear them straining, and you can hear the kind of scraping of metal on rock or stone. And with that, Joey kind of perks up a little bit. You actually, both of you give me listen rolls.
Do I have listen?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Notice stuff.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
All right. Joey just kind of goes, "Oh, come on, let's go downstairs and see what's going on." And immediately he starts coming down the stairs.
They said there's spiders down there.
Oh, it'll be fine.
But
Come on.
We don't know what species there are.
I'm gravity.
Well, these spiders are black and they have some red thing on the back of them.
That's Latrodectus mactans. You don't want to fiddle with those. They're They're really dangerous.
Charles, what did
And
you
they
say?
bite hard.
Grabbing
Poisonous.
a candle.
Okay.
Yeah, poisonous.
I know Richie had grabbed 2 of them. I don't know for what room. So if there's not one in here, I'm looking for a candle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's one there that you can grab.
Oh, I don't want to be alone up here.
So with that, at least Joey starts heading down the stairs. Richie and Darren, you see he's holding the cat, and he immediately comes over to where you guys are, straining to pull this up, and he reaches down. He puts the cat down, and the cat just kind of sits there and is just staring at you, and he helps you lift it up.
Where the hell did you get a cat?
Oh, he was upstairs.
In the background, Darren is freaking out. It's probably not going to amount to anything, but I am desperately trying to get that grate up to no effect.
Well, yeah, Joey just reaches down and helps you both lift it up, and the grate kind of, all of you strain. The grate kind of lifts up and then falls to the ground with a large, clank and bang that echoes throughout the house. Charles and Harry, what are you guys doing?
I don't want to go down. Are you going to go down, Charlie?
I've got a light here, so they said they were coming up as soon as they killed the spiders. I don't see a reason to go down.
I won't go down either.
Let's just wait for him here. It shouldn't take him long to get back up.
Is
You guys
Roger
hurry up down there.
Is Roger down there with you?
Yes, no, he's not.
Where's Roger? We don't know where Roger is. He has the key. We want to go.
Oh, we found the key down here.
You found the extra key?
Yeah, we found the key down here.
Great.
Let's get out of here.
Joey says, I don't know. I mean, look at this. This is really cool. I mean, it looks like somebody dug this out of the ground. I think we should go check what this is.
Well, you can check what it is if you want to, but we got the key, and I don't know about you, but yeah, it's getting kind of late and I'm tired, so I want to go home.
Well,
Yeah, we should
fine.
leave.
I'm gonna go check it out. And he just without even as he's saying that, he's kind of haunches down and starts climbing down the handholds. Kind of see him get to the bottom, and he just immediately just disappears from view.
I thought you guys said you were coming back up.
I'm following him down.
I'll go up and
Harry.
let them know.
Jeez,
All
I'm
right.
gonna get into so much trouble. Gah.
Have to get a hold of myself. I'm going to go down, and I'm going to run.
Well, I was heading up, so I'm heading up as you're coming down.
And Harry, you get like part way down the stairs, and you can see Richie's coming up. You see Darren, kind of hunched over this opening in the floor of the basement, getting ready to go down.
Where is Joey?
Joey went. Oh, well, you might as well come down then.
He's this way.
But I do have the key, and I hold up the key, so we can leave at any time we want.
Okay. Well,
Also,
let's
Darren
filter
said
down
there's
here.
a room here with books. I thought you might like it since you're a book guy.
Well,
Are you doing all right? You seem kind of jumpy. Maybe some books will cheer you up, buddy.
Well, I got really scared upstairs because of some stupid trick that Joey pulled. But
Joey,
oh shit! Where's my tape recorder? Oh no!
Richie, can you at least come up and try to open the front door? Because I found something upstairs that makes me concerned whether you could even get the door open.
okay. Well, I'll go up and meet up with Charles and see if the front door will open with the key.
Okay.
So this
Harry.
is the-
Sorry, go
this is the first time I've handled one of the candles, and on the first episode, you had described them having a either an odor or a different texture, waxy
It's like
texture.
greasy. It was like
Yeah, they're very greasy. There's like a almost like acrid smoke coming off of it. In fact, if you want, go ahead and give me a science class roll. Science class or nature, whichever one is higher for you. Harry, give me an idea roll. And Darren, give me a notice stuff roll.
Yeah, I got a 14 out of 75.
Okay.
And
I also-
I'm going to burn one luck for the science class because when I was upstairs and saw the body, it reminded me of some spooky stuff that I had learned about or read about, and I'm trying to connect the dots on what I think to be a hand of glory.
Okay. And Darren, you made yours?
Yeah, 36 out of 40, simple pass.
Okay.
And you said that I could see where Darren is.
Yeah. So Darren is kind of, you think of it as, you're kind of at the top of the stairs looking down, so you can kind of see into the basement. There's enough light down there that you're able to at least see a little bit. Darren,
I'm actually at the bottom of the stairs now.
Okay.
And I can see where Darren is, and it's dark in between, so I run really quick through the dark to get over to where Darren is.
Watch out for the hole.
There was a candle left on a workbench in that main room.
There was.
Yeah, we both myself and Richie have lights that we had
But you also
brought down.
But we can only see like a few feet in front of us.
Yeah.
It's unnaturally dark down here.
So, Harry, you do realize that you don't have your tape recorder, and you have a pretty good idea that you probably dropped it in the room upstairs. Darren, as you're kind of leaning over the grate or the hole, and you've only started to initially go down it yet, and you're just hit with this smell of the rat urine and bat guano that you've smelled this whole time, but there's an even more overpowering smell of like open moldy earth and water, just like dank water, just kind of mixed together, just emanating from that hole. And Charles, looking at the candles, you see that they're actually made from some type of fat, not wax, and you immediately tie that into with the hand of glory that you remember seeing upstairs, as well as you remember reading or something like that there are some black magic spells that use fat of newborn babies for the spells that just like immediately comes to your mind.
Richie, come on up, unlock this door.
Darren, don't go down that hole.
So
I have to. Everybody has to get out of here.
I'm gonna yell down the hole. Joey, get up here.
Your voice just kind of echoes. Richie, you're heading upstairs to go unlock the door, correct?
Right.
Which door, the front door or the back door?
Front door, because that's the door that he locked.
Is anybody following him?
I am.
Okay, so Charles and Richie, you go to the front door. Richie, you put the key in. You can hear the lock click open. You go to open the door, and it just won't budge. It doesn't even feel like it's stuck, because if you're trying to open a door that's just stuck, it still gives a little bit. It feels like there's something that's just holding it shut completely. Some force.
Like instead of it being a door, it's like part of the wall. And
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And I can hear and see his success, non-success.
Yes.
Oh, crap. Richie, this isn't good. We got to get the guys together.
Wait a minute. If we can't go through the front door,
I don't think we're going to be able to go through anything, a window or another door. There's some...
why can't we go through the window? I mean, we could just break down some of these boards, and worst case scenario, we just kick the windows open.
I'd rather have everybody together before I say what I think is going on.
Harry, give me a notice stuff roll.
04.
Ooh, nice.
Good job.
So while Darren is, I assume, just kind of holding off on going down for the moment, Harry, you're just kind of you're standing next to him, and you hear this noise kind of echoing through the basement. It sounds like something dropped. and it seems to be coming from the room off of the workroom that you're in, the one that Darren had or Richie had said that there were books inside.
So I'm gonna. Is there a door?
No, it's just like an open entryway.
So I'm going to. I look over at Darren and I sort of sneak over and I look into the room with the books.
So you remind me, do you have any type of light?
I don't.
So you look into the room and you can see it almost, with the light that's in there, it looks like it might be almost like some type of study. There's like from the light, your eyes have gotten a little bit used to the light at this point. You see this couch in there that's, even from the entryway, it smells bad. It's rotting. You see a chair, but in the back, just barely visible, you can see a number of bookshelves with lots and lots of books on them. You can't, but it's so dark in there, you can't even see the ceiling. You can see how the bookshelves go, they're floor to ceiling, but you just can't get a good view on it. But you're fairly positive that whatever fell, what was in that room.
Do I see like a lantern or anything in the room?
You know what? Give me a luck roll.
36. Yeah, my luck is 40. So
yeah. You see like one of those old fashioned gas lamp, like gas lamps.
Darren, can I borrow the candle for just a minute? I'll give it right back to you.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lantern. I get the candle and I walk over and it's like, it feels greasy.
So you're gonna light the lamp?
I'm gonna light the hurricane lamp or whatever.
It takes a couple seconds, but it kind of sputters to life and it illuminates the entire room, and you can see everything that I described before, but the shelves are even more visible now, and the shelves, like I said, go floor to ceiling, and most of the books look like they are, at least on the lower shelves, looks like they've been either like eaten by rats or destroyed by moisture. Even just looking at them, you can tell that you're not going to be able to see anything. But as you look up the shelves, you see on top of on the very top shelf is this very large black leather bound book, and the book stands out. But more importantly, what stands out even more is there was a very large rat sitting on it, but the rat is actually sitting up. It's wearing like these very small wire eyeglasses or wearing like this miniature suit, and it kind of looks at you and hisses. Go ahead and give me a sanity check for that.
What? It's just a common rat.
I, sir, am no common rat.
I got an 18.
All right, so just lose one. Charles and Richie, what are you guys doing?
Oh,
I'm trying to get Richie to head back downstairs with the group.
Yeah, I'll go back. We can't do anything up here, so.
I did, by the way, give Darren back his candle.
Okay.
What is it? Can I take the lantern and leave the candle? Because I got to climb down a hole, and that's going to be really hard with an open flame.
Screw you! I found the lantern.
Paper, rock, scissors?
All right. Oh, yeah.
I thought I had a flashlight down there.
Peace out, man.
So I'm sorry. Charles and Richie, you guys are heading back down, or are you?
Yeah, we're heading back down.
All right, so you guys are heading back down now. Harry, what are you guys just?
We're fighting over the lantern. You can have the fucking lantern.
Okay.
So you two, Richie and Charles, you see as you come down.
I put the lantern in my teeth and start climbing down the hole.
Okay. You start climbing.
I'm trying to get out of here.
Go, ahoy!
As he's doing that, we'll get to him in a second. Harry and Charles and Richie, you see Darren kind of disappear into the floor. What are you doing now?
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk towards the back where the room with the coal and
Yep.
the pantry. And as I walk back, I'm going to, feign a stumble, and
Okay.
I'm going to look down with my flashlight, and I'm going to scream, "Oh, Jesus Christ! What the hell?"
And I assume that you're meaning to do that for Roger.
Yeah.
But you get in the room and you start to do that, and then you look down and Roger isn't there.
And I'm going to say, "Jesus Christ! What the hell?"
Stop swearing.
Darren, we'll get to you in a second.
Guys, we tried the key in the front door and it did not work.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to find another way out, guys.
I don't think there's another way out. When I was up, Richie, I don't know if you want to hear this or not, but we found a body upstairs with a hand missing, and I don't know, from books that I've read, there's this thing called a hand.
Wait! You found a body with a hand missing?
Yes.
A real body? Like
it fell on Harry. Heck yes, a real body, dead body.
A dead?
There was a old homeless man that used to wander the town, went missing a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. That was him. And I'm telling you, from the books I've read, there's this thing called a hand of glory that basically will give somebody the ability to control a house and lock doors and windows. I think that's why we can't get out.
A hand of glory? The hell is that?
It's a magic item.
A magic
it was made from the hand that's missing from the body upstairs.
How do you know this?
How the hell
does anybody know this stuff? And what the hell? And I'm looking back down at this spot where Roger should have been. Like, what the hell is going on here? Where's Roger? He totally disappeared on us. Where the hell is he? Why the hell are we here? I think he set us up. And I'm just going to start knocking shit over. Like, I think he set us up and we're trapped in this stupid house and it's dirty down here and it stinks.
Well, there's an open hole in the floor. Maybe he climbed down there before you guys started your own descent.
Maybe. Well, look. Let's head down then, I guess.
You said there's a room full of books. I want to at least look to see if maybe there's something about what I'm talking about to prove to you guys.
Well, I haven't gone into the room, but Darren said
I am. I'm going in there.
Okay.
Where is it?
I got the flashlight, so I'll be like, oh, I guess it's over here. So.
Yeah, I have a candle.
Harry can point it out.
Well, I'm already in there. I'm
Harry's-
gonna get the big black book down and see what it is.
All right, so so as Charles and Richie are discussing this, and as Darren, you're climbing down, Harry, you walk in there, and this large rat is just standing it's now like standing up, humanoid style, just hissing at you. You can try to climb up if you want. You're going to need to make a gym class roll if you want to try to climb up.
Oh boy, I am not a gymnast. Good. I'm going to try. Well, I'm kind of scared of the rat. So first I'm going to shoo him. And then if he doesn't shoo, I'm going to see if there's a piece of garbage or something. I'll pick it up and throw it at him and say, get out, go.
Yeah. So in fact, you try to shoo him. He doesn't do anything. In fact, he throws a book at you. So go ahead and make a dodge roll.
No, I got an 07.
Oh yeah, easily you're able to jump out of the way.
Get out of here! Shoo! Like this. I sort of jump up and down and I shoo at him.
I mean, it's pretty tall up. So I mean, you're kind of jumping up and shooting them, and it's way out of your reach.
Listen here, Ratus Domesticus. I want that book.
So with that, it just hisses and jumps at you, claws outstretched. Yeah, you can. What's your dexterity?
35.
Go ahead and let me see here.
My dodge is 18.
Yeah, go ahead and so it's trying to jump on you. Do you want to fight back? Do you want to dodge?
I'm going to probably dodge and scream.
Okay,
And
go
try
ahead.
to get up on a piece of furniture. I got a 10. Can I use luck? Oh wait, that's
I'd say that's a hard success, right?
right.
Yeah.
It's 18, so it's not a hard, but it's. Do I need a hard?
No, you're dodging. He got a regular success, so that's at least as good. So dodges win, ties. So
Okay.
you easily jump out of the way as it lands on the ground. What are you gonna do?
Can I try kicking it?
Sure, go ahead. Does your sheet have unarmed combat? If not, just go ahead and do gym class.
It just says fighting.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
I got an 18 out of 25. I kicked the fucker.
It tries to bite at your foot, but it just completely misses. What are you gonna? Go ahead and roll damage. I'm sorry. It'd be probably 1d4 plus bonus. We have a damage bonus if you have it.
Oh yeah, I don't. Where's the 1d4? Sorry. Let's see. I did 2 points of damage.
Okay.
I didn't kick it that hard. I really don't want to hurt it. Just an animal.
So at this point, Charles and Richie, you had decided to start walking over. You start to hear this commotion going on. Harry, it tries to attack you once again. You can fight back or you can dodge.
I'm probably gonna try and jump up onto something. I guess that's dodge.
Okay, go ahead.
No, 76 this time.
Okay, so you're able to easily dodge it, or I'm sorry, you miss it. It misses you, or whoever was attacking what. I think it was attacking, so you get to decide what to do now. If you,
I'm probably gonna scream help.
Okay.
And try to kick it again.
Okay, go ahead.
89.
Yeah, you two are just kind of going back and forth, missing each other.
Shoo!
Darren,
Shoo!
Darren, you make it to the bottom of the stairs, or not the stairs. I'm sorry, to the bottom in the tunnel, and the smell that I described before of open, wet earth. Mixed in with all the other smells that you've had it's just even worse. Looking down the tunnel, you can see that it's the tunnel is all dirt. In fact, it almost looks like it has been carved out from the underground underneath the house. The tunnel appears to go about maybe 10 or 15 feet in one direction. And then it kind of turns the corner. But you can see that there's a lot of ambient light coming from wherever it opens up to after it turns.
Good. That must be where Joey is. I go, kind of haphazardly into it.
Okay, so you just, straight on in.
Yep.
All right, so you start going on in.
Mm-hmm.
You turn the corner of the room, and in front of you is this very large room. The ceiling is probably about 10 feet high. The room itself, it looks like it's just was made with packed dirt. It just kind of carved out of it. But the room itself is probably about 20 or 30 feet wide and long itself. a couple things that you see. First, you see that in the center of the room are a large heap of bones, probably 3 to 4 feet high and 10 feet across. In addition to that, on one side of the room, you see that the wall is not dirt, but it's brick. From floor to ceiling, it's brick, and the brick is only about 3 or 4 feet wide, and there is a large pool of water extending from the brick, probably about 3 or 4 feet out. But there are rats and bats just kind of scurrying about either through the bones or through the water or across the room. In addition to that, on the other side of the room, on the far side of the room, you see two things. First, you see a wall just filled with just kind of nooks and crannies. Some have candles in it. Some have books and potions and jars of things in it. But you see in one that there is looks like a human hand holding a candle at the very back and the very far top. And finally, you see sitting on a throne of stone and bones right in front of that back wall is a bloated, naked woman. Give me a power roll.
Is a success.
What type of success?
Just a standard. 54 out of 65.
So give me a sanity check.
Don't do well at these. Wow, 17 out of 59.
All right, so you lose 1d2.
Alrighty.
Sitting on that...
That's 2.
Okay. Sitting on that throne is your grandmother. But what's just... Yeah, is your grandmother. And she kind of sits there and looks at you. Give me another sanity check because, she's sitting there completely naked. And she strains for a moment, and then a rat is birthed from her, makes a splash onto the floor, and other rats rush up and grab it and just kind of scurry off to the side.
Okay. By the dice, I passed with a 10, but that's pretty messed up. You want me to add like a penalty die to that?
No, you can go ahead. Just
Okay.
lose. We'll say you lose a D3. We'll cut it in the middle.
Okay. 1.
And the only other thing that you see is there is another tunnel extending off kind of the far side out into the distance. You can't see where it goes. Your grandmother stands up, kind of lurches forward a little bit, trundling towards you, saying,
"Come to Granny, dearie. Let me give you a big hug."
With that, go on, sorry.
Said, with that, I'm dropping the lantern and choking up on the bat.
No, I shouldn't have given you the lantern.
With that, let's jump back to Harry, Charles, and Richie. Harry, the rat, Charles and Richie, you guys get to the door, and you see Harry is, fighting this, rat thing that's attacking him. What are you going to do?
Kill it with something.
How big is this rat?
It's standing up, like a person is, and it's probably about 2.5 feet tall.
Big enough for this knife. I'm going to try to stab it.
All right, go ahead.
Don't let it bite you. They carry all kinds of diseases.
I got a 16
Ooh.
out of, and this is fighting, 16 out of 35.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, how much damage does the knife do?
Let's just say D4.
The D4?
It should be 1d4 plus 2 and DB, whatever the GM says though.
You said 1d4 plus 2, so it's 3 damage.
Okay, that's actually enough. It doesn't even see you as you come in, and you just jump on it, landing the knife in its back. It lets out this hiss, half scream, and then just falls to the ground and twitches.
Gross.
See that there goes those rogue D&D skills right there. Backstab, buddy.
What are you talking about? We don't play D&D.
Well, I play D&D. The rest of the guys do. You're too busy in your books. You should actually try to play. I think you would like it.
I want that book. Can you guys get that book?
You're the tallest.
Am I?
I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to climb up. Just make sure I don't fall.
Yeah, whoever climbs up, give me a gym class roll.
Oh.
I'll prop you up if you're climbing up on the desk to get there.
Actually, you know what? Let me try it.
Well,
you want the
I can't get up the first rung without falling.
So you failed?
So
you start to climb up, and the entire bookshelf just collapses. Books go flying everywhere. Harry, take D3 in damage as some of these shelves just land on you.
All right, damn it.
Well, if he was climbing up on the desk to get there, I was trying to prop him up. So am I in the way too?
No, but as the shelf comes down, the book comes down with it. It lands on the ground, right, kind of like Harry lands, falls back. The shelf just kind of crumbles around him, and the book just kind of lands on his chest.
Ow!
Harry, that's pretty impressive.
It's not my day.
That was actually kind of awesome.
Oh, it's a big.
I'll help him up. I'll help him up.
It's like a big book.
Yeah, it's probably a good foot and a half wide.
Probably a Bible.
It's made of black, just completely black leather. At this point, everybody give me either a spooky stuff roll or a notice stuff roll. I'll let you choose which one, but let me know which one you did and if you succeeded.
I'll do a notice stuff.
I got a 12 on notice.
And I did
about a 40.
I got a regular on spooky stuff.
Okay. And Richie, I'm sorry, what did you do?
Yeah, I was doing notice stuff, but I didn't make it. 64 out of 40.
Okay. So Richie, you're just kind of really just still taking things in. You just killed this rat thing that's dressed up in this little suit with these glasses, and Harry knocked down the bookshelf. It's all a little overwhelming. Harry, you made your notice stuff roll, correct?
Yeah, I got
right.
12 out of 40.
So you are looking at the you're looking at the just around the room as you're kind of lying on the ground there, and you see that at the one of the kind of propped against the wall on one of the sides of the room is a portrait of this middle-aged woman. She appears to be sitting in front of this large library of books. You kind of imagine that perhaps it's this room in better times, and there's a large gray cat sitting on her lap. She has a very almost overly large smile on her face, and she's it almost feels like she's watching you throughout this room. Charles, you made your spooky stuff roll. All of these books have just kind of tumbled all over the place. They're all damaged. None of them are really you're able to really look through. But you do see the titles on a lot of these, and you kind of realize that whoever owned the books was into witchcraft, alchemy, and demonology. And looking at the titles of the books, this is the real stuff. This isn't fake stuff that you would find in a haunted house or something like that. These are the real books.
I'm telling you guys, there's the evidence right there. All of the information you need to know about this hand of glory I'm telling you about that will not let us out of the house.
What are you talking about? A hand of glory?
Cut the hand off of a man who did some wrong, and out of that hand you make a candle or torchlight, and from that you're able to control a house, locking the windows and doors, the access to it.
That's just silly superstition.
There's the books.
Well, there's the witch right there.
You've got the book on your chest. Flip open the page and look it up. Maybe it's alphabetical.
Oh, let's extricate ourselves from all of these books. But I've got to say that witch, if she's the witch and this is her place, she needs to do a better job
Hey,
cleaning.
wait a minute. I mean, like, he points that out, and so I noticed the cat in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same exact cat that Joey brought down? Does it look like the same cat?
It does, and in fact, you as soon as you realize that, you look back into the room where the cat was sitting, and of course, the cat is no longer there.
What the hell? Everything's starting to disappear around here. I kind of muttered that. Everything's starting to disappear.
Well, you know, there are stories that there was an old witch who lived here who ate children, and we're children.
We're not children. We're just very short adults.
Let's get
I'm
Joey
only-
there and get out of here.
So Harry, you've got the book on you. Are you going to do anything with it, or is anybody going to grab the book?
I'm getting up out of everything, and
I was going to help him up too.
I'm going to put the book onto, if there's like a piece of furniture, a table or something,
Yeah, there's like a little table.
and I'll put it down. Ba-boom.
Right. You put it down, and the way that you put it down, you kind of just not even think of it. You kind of just set it on its spine, and it just kind of falls open. Well, I'll let you guys read that on your own, and then one of you can kind of read through it, because I want to jump back over to Darren while you guys are reading this. Darren, you are so as this is going on, you are standing in this room. You see this in front of you. What do you do?
I drop the lantern. I choke up on the bat. 50-50 whether I... No, I would run. I'm going to try to run past her into that hallway that I don't know where it goes, because I'm not staying anywhere near that pool.
Okay, so you
That's where the witch drowns people.
go ahead and give me another power roll. I'll let you do that.
Okay. That's a fail.
Okay, that's fine. You're still seeing your grandmother there. She's still coming towards you. You start running across the room, trying to get to that tunnel. But you have to kind of go through the dodge around either the pile of bones or run through the pool of water. So give me a dexterity roll.
Pile of bones.
Okay. But then definitely give me a dexterity roll, because as your grandmother is coming towards you, she's a bit faster than you remember.
Okay, that's a fail too. Can I spend some luck?
Sure.
Alrighty. So I will spend 7 points to get a pass.
Okay. So you run over the pile of bones. She goes to grab you because she's there faster than you expect her to be. She somehow, through luck, you get on the pile of bones and you slip and you fall, and that causes her to kind of miss you. And you tumble into the water, but you're able to pick yourself up really quickly and run to that tunnel. And you start walking down that tunnel a little bit. And almost immediately as you get into that tunnel, you run right into Joey. Joey is standing there. He's just looking at you with this big smile on his face. His eyes have this glassy appearance. And he goes, Darren, where are you running to?
To get you.
Oh, I'm glad. And he just lunges towards you like he's gonna give you a big hug. His arms are open wide. What are you doing? I'll let you.
I have no reason to doubt that to suspect he means me harm, unless he's acting noticeably funny.
Yeah, I will say that you probably know Joey pretty well, and he is definitely acting funny.
Okay, then I'm going to try to dodge him.
All right, go ahead.
That is a pass.
What type of pass?
Simple pass.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What is your fighting skill?
My fighting skill is a 40.
Okay. He lunges towards you, goes to basically you feel his arms wrap around you, and they start to tighten really fast. You're able to kind of duck down really quickly and get out of his grasp. With that in the background, you can hear your grandmother yelling,
Where did you go, dearie? I want to give you a hug. Come back to Granny.
All right. Does Joey have a backpack on?
No, he does not.
Okay. Jacket?
Yeah, he'd have a jacket.
Okay. I used to do this in elementary all the time, so no reason I wouldn't try it now. I'm going to grab the back of the jacket and just yank it straight down.
And to kind of hold his arm or tie up his arms?
More or less just to take his feet out.
Okay, go ahead and try.
Basically, make him fall on his butt. That'd be a fighting, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is, wow, a terrible failure.
You like critical fail?
No, but just shy of it.
Okay, so you go to do that. He kind of pulls you. You go to grab his jacket, and as he does that, as you do that, you get a hold of his jacket, but he steps back, pulling you along with you right into the ground. You just kind of fall flat. With that, as you do that, you can hear some movement behind you, and you look around, and Roger is standing there, a big smile on his face. And he says, "Oh, one more for the party." With that, Harry, Charles, and Richie, you're upstairs. You have the book.
Yeah. Hey guys, look at this. It's all handwritten, old timey. Let's see. Part of it is smudged though, so it's hard to read. I think the first word might have been have made ye pact with the black man who hast many faults, because sometimes the F and the S in these old books gets mixed up. Hast many fails and forms, that wisdom ye and life shall beast thine beyond imaginings.
What the hell?
I don't know. It's hard to read, but
Yeah.
ye flesh of ye immature. That's us. Ye flesh of ye immature is yond which is most pure, frit, and wheels fewer of ye taints yond age, experience, carnality, and sinneth impart upon it.
What?
Said flesh can
It means we're pure of heart.
Oh, well.
yeah, said
We're not.
flesh.
Well, that's not us. And I've got the cigarette in my mouth, and and I'm pretending to smoke it. Yeah.
That just means that you're smoked meat. Save flesh can. It says save flesh can be consumed raw or did cook, though heateth tends to remove some of the sweetest flavors of innocence and incorruption. Such repasts impart upon. I'm just going to pronounce ye as the, because I think that's the way that it's supposed to be. Such repasts impart upon the fevered, the vitality that contain in potential within ye child's flesh. Wow, this is crazy. Tribute wilt beast given to yond black man prefer each such feast yond that gent might eke gain benefit from it. And then there's a whole smudged part. His children shout thee beareth as ye did cost frizz most wondrous gift, maybe. Wow, what a bunch of this is
So she made a pact with the devil, and by eating the young us, she's going to gain power and
She didn't say
knowledge.
the devil. She said a black man.
yeah.
She's some kind of secret racist or something?
I don't know.
And she can't write for shit either.
You can all make a spooky stuff roll if you want.
I think I think this must have been written like 400 years ago.
I didn't make it.
No.
An extreme.
400 years ago.
No, Charles, you made that. You know that in this context, the black man is often referred to as another name for the devil or some other demon or entity that that witches would cavort with or gain their powers from.
Yeah, I was just
hell out of here.
I was just making a joke, but
she's cavorted.
Well, apparently, if it's like done in 100 or several hundred years ago, apparently they didn't know how to write. Because what the hell? What the hell is this?
There might be secrets and spells and magic in this book.
Take it with you, but let's get out of here.
Well, wait, we got to get Joey and
Darren.
On it.
Well, I think they climbed down the hole.
Well, let's yell for him.
There's no other way out. I mean,
why can't we go through the door?
Because the door doesn't open. We are locked in here.
You said something about a hand of glory and that it keeps. So there's black magic going on here.
Well, did any of
all of these books
Charles?
Black magic?
Harry? I don't believe in black magic, though.
Well, you better start believing now. It's here in this room in these books. And that cat.
I thought witches had black cats, not gray cats.
I don't care what color it was. All I want to do is get out of here.
Well, did your hand of glory thing? Did you find out how to destroy it? So I mean, I think if we destroy it, we can get out, right?
Maybe you just blow out the candle.
Do I need to roll for that kind of information?
No, I mean, if I remember right, you had like a really good success when you were doing that. So you think that if somehow you were able to kind of undo the candle or blow it out, then that would break the spell. That would be enough to break the spell.
Okay. Well, then that's simple. We have one of the candles in here, right? Let's try to blow out the candle.
It's not just these wax candles that we're carrying and hauling around. It's actually candles that are made from human flesh, human fat, and they're stuck on the hand.
Ew.
On the fingertips or something to that effect. I mean, there's a lot of different varieties in the books that I've read, but if we could find something like that, a candelabra that's got a hand in it with lip.
Well, let's look for it then. Sure the hell isn't in the basement. I mean, maybe under the basement. And besides,
let's get the other guys.
Well, Darren went down that hole over there.
Well, I guess we're going down the hole.
So did Joey.
And it's been about a good 5-10 minutes maybe since all that happened, or since at least Darren went down, and you have not heard anything.
All right. Well, Darren.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the hole. Darren.
No response.
Oh, jeez.
Well, we better go and make sure he didn't fall into a deeper hole.
Yeah.
I'm going
to kick him in his teeth.
There's no way I'm going to carry this big old book down a ladder.
How heavy is the book?
It's a big book. It probably weighs a good 20
like a dictionary.
Pounds. Yeah, a good heavy, bigger than like a heavy dictionary.
Oh wow. Okay. Like a college textbook.
Yeah, I mean,
like a big old Bible.
Yeah, put a couple of those together, and that's what you got there.
We'll just leave it here. If we want it, we'll come back for it later.
Harry, Joey.
I don't think so, because I don't know. Things have been disappearing.
Let's go down the hole.
Things have been disappearing, by the way, so I don't know if we want to keep it up here, and it might disappear. Well, wait a minute. Before we, I want to just flip through the book to see if there's anything else in the book real quick.
You should.
Or does that page just stay there?
No. It doesn't. You flip through the book. A lot of the book has been damaged by moisture as well, like you saw on that page with the smudge marks. But you know what? Give me a. Let me see here. Give me a. Give me a reading, writing, and arithmetic roll.
Oh wow! I should have paid more attention in school. Oh, wow! I just got 30 on the die. So yeah, that's a regular success. 30 out of 30.
So you're flipping through, and like I said, most of the pages are just kind of I guess molded over or smudged from moisture. But you find another page, and on this page, it talks. You get the gist of that. It's talking about like weaknesses of witches, and the main thing that you see is that witches are vulnerable to either iron or to either pure iron or silver.
Pure iron or silver. I've got a couple of knives. What about that pipe that I had earlier? I'll go and fetch that.
The pipe was copper.
Oh.
Give me, all of you can give me idea rolls.
That's a 50 out.
64, yes, pass.
Oh, 50 out of 50. Yep.
And a regular pass for me.
You do remember that the plant stands upstairs were made of iron.
Sure.
All right. You know what? Let's go up, grab some iron. Not some shooting iron, but some regular iron. And let's head down into this hole because we come across a witch.
Well, yeah, that probably weighs 50 pounds.
Yeah, describe those plant stands that you're talking about.
They were
Wait a minute.
like a pole on with like a stand.
Wasn't there in that one room with the fireplace? Wasn't there like the fire? Like the little iron thing, the pokers.
There was.
Yeah,
They're made out of iron.
That'll be made out of iron.
Yeah, let's go up there and grab some.
Okay, so you guys run upstairs. Darren, back to you. You're lying on the ground.
Sorry, Darren.
Joey's in front of you. Roger is behind you. What are you going to do?
How close is Roger to me?
He is standing right behind you.
I am going to take my aluminum bat and try and give him a dead leg.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Alrighty. That is a 32 out of 40. Simple, or basic success.
Okay. You hit him right in the leg. Go ahead and roll damage for that.
Alrighty. That is 3 points of damage.
Okay, you hit him right in the leg, and you can hear his leg just snap. His leg just kind of twists, and he falls to the ground screaming in pain. With that though, Joey just jumps on you. I will let you. You can dodge, you can fight back, but you're gonna have to use a penalty die with it.
That's cool. I think the most natural thing, because I got the bat in hand, is just to kind of hold it between me and him. So, okay. Fighting, I guess?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, with the penalty die, that is a fail.
Okay. He got a hard success. He just comes down on you, grabs you by the... he actually, so you lift up the bat to block him. He actually grabs your arms, and with the strength you didn't know he had, he kind of pulls you up. Roger is behind you, just screaming in pain. You can hear other movement, just echoing through the chamber. But Joey has a really good grip on you. What are you doing?
Is he lifting me off the ground?
He's lifted you off the ground. He's holding you by your wrists.
Okay.
He's got a super, hard grip on them.
Both of my feet are going right into his chest.
All right, go for it.
All right. Penalty die or?
No, you don't need it for that.
Okay. That is an 03.
Oh,
nice.
That is an extreme.
All right, go ahead and roll damage for that.
What is it? Are we playing with what is it? This isn't an impaling strike, so it's max damage plus the die?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So that is, it's a D3 normally, so 3 plus 1 is 4.
Okay. So you kick him right in the chest. You're able to, you can feel this crunch as you probably break a couple ribs. Excuse me. And you propel yourself backwards, landing, kind of flying over Roger into the main chamber, into a pool of water. And yeah, as you look up, you can see that your actually, give me another power roll.
Okay, that is a simple pass.
You still, your grandmother is still, kind of trundling towards you, getting closer and closer. Her arms outreach. You can see that her hands are these long. Her fingernails are long and claw-like, and very, very dirty. And her mouth is wider than it really should naturally be.
Okay. How deep is the pool I'm in?
Only a couple inches.
Oh, okay. All right, then I am going to just throw the bat at whoever is closest to me, not really trying to do harm, but just trying to distract and run.
Okay.
I'm trying to get out now.
Probably be her.
That is a hard, just barely.
All right, you smack her with the bat. It goes, flying right into her, hitting her right in the chest, and it just kind of, causes her to take a step back, and then she smiles even wider, and starts to come at you still. I'll let you go ahead and give me, she's coming right at you. I'll let you decide, what you want to do.
I am running.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dodge roll.
Okay. That is unfortunately a 96.
So you misjudge which way you want to go. She's coming at you. You think you need to, you think she's going right, and so you go left. But you mistake it in your mind, and you just go right into her. She wraps her arms around her, and as she does this, she starts to lift you up almost effortlessly, and her mouth opens up almost snake-like. At this point, the visage of your grandmother drops, and give me a sanity check, because in front of you is this bloated woman, her eyes rotted away, still, completely naked, but it's just this horrible sight in front of you. Did you make it?
09, yeah.
Okay, so for doing that good, just lose one more. But you can see that she's kind of lifting you up, and her as her mouth opens up and begins to slowly, get you towards her mouth. With that, Harry, Charles, and Richie, you have gone upstairs. You have found one iron poker, and are back down on the basement, looking down into the tunnel.
Do we hear Roger screaming off in the distance?
Give me a notice stuff roll.
Was there a fireplace brush that normally goes with the poker?
Yeah, that's what I got, so that I could do some cleaning.
Yeah, there was one of those.
Well, I'm grabbing that, assuming that it's off the line.
Yeah, I've got the poker.
You're gonna have to fight Harry for that one.
I've got the tongs.
Okay, I will let you all have those.
Okay, I got a 97.
Did either
Which?
I got a 98.
Charles? Did you make your notice stuff roll?
No. Made it.
Okay, you, Richie and Harry, you neither of you can hear anything, but Charles, you definitely can hear some type of commotion going on. You hear some screaming. It's just kind of echoing, just barely through the tunnel.
Okay, so we're out of the parlor with the fireplace, so we're back down.
Yeah, you're back down in the basement, standing over the hole.
All right, I'm going to climb down.
Guys, did you hear that? I
I'm
don't know
climbing
if that was Darren or somebody, but they're in trouble downstairs. I can hear yelling.
We better get them. They might have fallen into a pit or something.
I'm climbing down.
All right, I'll follow.
I'm last because I'm going to have to hobble down.
Okay, so you all get down. You get to the bottom of the bottom of the I guess handholds. You're in the tunnel. You can all hear this now. You can hear this commotion going on. You hear the screaming. What are you doing?
I'm going to run towards the screaming.
Yeah, we better go get Joey and Darren.
So for me to come down the ladder, I had to first wait for them to get out of the way. Then I could drop that brush because I'm carrying the candle. So I'm climbing down one-handed to still have the candle with me. And then when I get to the bottom, I'll pick up the brush and then I'll follow along with them.
Okay.
So I'm last in the line.
Can we see the lantern still burning somewhere up ahead?
You know what, you can see, actually it's not burning, but you see it at the very end of the tunnel, kind of like where it turns into the room. You can see it lying on the ground, busted open.
Aww. I knew I shouldn't have given that to Darren.
So are you guys just gonna charge forward, or are you gonna?
Yeah. I'm running.
Is this where the room opens?
All right. Well, you guys are at the bottom of like where you came down. You haven't reached there yet. How are you going that way?
We're calling out for all three of the names. So
No, I mean
Joey and Darren.
You mean which order?
Or, I mean, well, more, are you just charging in there, or are you just kind of, trying to go a little bit sneakily?
I'm hearing the screams, and so I'm going to charge.
Okay.
Well,
I've got the poker up. I've got the poker up like it's a spear or javelin as I'm running.
Okay.
Think of Chester from Gunsmoke, and I'm hobbling along.
And I'm ready to pinch somebody.
Okay. So you guys come, charging around the corner. All three of you give me pow checks.
I don't make that. I don't think.
I got 31 out of 40.
Extreme.
Okay.
36 out of 55.
All right. So Richie and Harry, you see your grandmothers like I described before, but instead of sitting on the throne, you can see that she is holding Darren over her mouth. And Richie, or I'm sorry, Charles, you see this as well. I'll get to what you see in a second. You two see, your grandmother's holding Darren over her mouth, which has extended open, far larger than any person's mouth should ever extend open. Both of you give me sanity checks. Charles, you see the witch for who she truly is. This bloated woman, her eyes rotting away, holding Darren with her mouth open and just rows of sharp pointed teeth. Give me a sanity check as well.
All right, I got a 30 out of 55.
All right, so
I missed it by 2 points.
All right, so let's see here. Harry 1d6, Richie 1d3, and Charles, did you make it or miss it?
I made it.
Then just lose 1.
I lost 2.
Okay.
I lost 2. Yep.
As you all round the corner and see this, she starts to put Darren into her mouth, and Darren, she starts putting you, basically head first, and you can feel her sharp teeth just start to close around you. You take 5 points of damage as she starts to bite into you. You can't move. You just feel constricted. The three of you, you see the rest of the room like I described before. The mound of bones, the alcove in the back where the one alcove contains this hand that's holding a candle. What are the three of you doing?
First off, I misread my dice. I failed the sanity.
Oh, well then take a D10.
Sure.
What did you get on that?
4.
Okay, so you're still relatively sane.
I see she's eating Joey. I like Joey.
Or Darren. She's eating Darren, not Joey.
She's eating Darren. Okay. I'm gonna run forward, screaming and pinch her with my pinchers.
I'm going to say, "Wow, Grandma, what big teeth you have!"
Oh,
And I'm going to run and try to spear her in the back with the poker.
Okay. And Charles?
I'm running over to grab the candle hand.
Okay. Okay. So
extinguish it and then to go forward.
Okay. Let's do this. Harry, you first. Go ahead and give me a fighting roll.
Okay. 25 out of 25. I pinch her.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me 1 second here. That's my dice. So you go to with the tongs running straight at her. You get about halfway there and a bat just flies right into you, hitting you right in the face. I rolled a 3. Take 3 points of damage as this bat just hits your face, and these claw marks go right down your cheek. Richie, what were you doing?
I was charging in with the poker like a spear. I was going to try to spear her in the back.
All right, go ahead and roll. You're fighting.
Nope. 72 out of 35.
You get partway there, and Harry somehow was just a little bit faster than you, and he stops as his bat flies right into him, causing you to mistime your swing and just go flying by. Charles, you're running towards the back. It's going to take you around to get there, but give me a dexterity roll.
Yeah. No.
You get about partway there, and just the pile of bones is there right in your way. You start to kind of clamber over it a little bit, and you just slip and fall. Darren, you rolled Constitution to see if you stayed conscious. What happened?
I failed. I got a 78 out of 65.
Okay. And so you could feel these the jaws just kind of closing in on you, and that's when everything goes black. The rest of you, as Darren takes 7 more points of damage, sees this witch or your grandmother, whichever you see, just completely shove Darren into her mouth, and in almost a cartoonish way, her neck kind of expands and her stomach expands and then goes back to normal, and she looks at all of you and says,
"Oh, more fun, more children for me to hug. Come here, all of you."
And kind of opens her arms. Harry, we'll go back to you. What are you doing? Actually, the three of you, give me sanity checks. You just saw your friend get swallowed.
Okay, so
I pass 33 out of 52. I mean, 50.
Fail.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 if you pass, a D4 if you fail.
failed. So when I fell down, I had the brush in one hand and the candle in the other. So do I need to worry about the candle extinguishing on the tumble?
Oh yeah, the candle definitely went out.
Okay.
I'm gonna run forward with my tongs opened up, and let's see. You ate my friend, and I'm just gonna try to ram into her with them.
All right, go ahead and give me a fighting roll.
The desperation of a small, insane kid. Oh, I got an 07.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you did because I rolled a 10. You go to do that, and she tries to grab you, but you're able to kind of slip out of her grip just a little bit. And the tongs are sharp. They're not just like rounded on the edge. They kind of have this point. Give me a d6 damage.
Ooh, 6.
Nice. They go right into her chest or right into her stomach, and as they do, you can hear this hissing as her skin just starts to boil and fester around where you pierced her. Richie, what are you doing?
All right, I'll say, you want to hug Grandma? Hug on this, and I'm going to try to stab her again. And I fail. 49 out of 35.
You go and you just can't quite get the right angle. It kind of goes flying. She is just, she lets out this, ear-piercing scream that, and so she doesn't even try to get out of the way. You just completely miss her. Charles, what are you doing?
Having seen Darren being swallowed, my focus is now forget about the candle torch and go after her. So I'm charging as best I can with my iron brush.
Okay, go ahead and give me a fighting roll.
We're going to try to dig you out, Darren.
I can burn 2 to hit.
Yeah, you're allowed to on combat rolls. Go ahead and so you've got the brush, so it's not as effective as the poker or the tongs or whatever you call them. So
well, let me ask you this: so on the brush itself, is it a screw-in handle to the brush part itself? In other words, if I took the brush off, would I have that?
Yeah, I'll let you say that's what it is. That would make sense.
All right, so I wouldn't have thought about it till now, so I'm going to first swing with it, and then I'm going to try to take the brush head off.
Okay, so give me a D4 for that.
Okay. 4 points.
Nice. So yeah, despite the fact that you're kind of swinging it almost like a baseball bat, you hit her right in the arm, and it just starts to sizzle, and she screams out even farther or even more. Her screams are just echoing through the room. With this, Harry, she looks at you because you're the one who is stabbing her, and she starts to say these words that you don't even recognize. You don't understand what they mean or what they sound like. Give me a POW roll.
POW roll, I didn't pass. 84.
So it takes her maybe 10 seconds to say this. Roll a d6 for me.
3.
Okay. You can feel that your face just starts to your face and your hands start to erupt in these very painful blisters that begin to drip fluid, and you just, because of the pain is so intense, you just automatically reach up to your eyes to cover them and just start screaming in pain. Give me one more sanity check for that.
Okay. Not a pass.
That is a D6.
It's just another 3.
All right. Richie, you see this happening in front of you. What are you doing?
I'm still going to try to attack her.
Okay.
So, hopefully. Yes, finally, I got a 19 out of 35.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a D6.
All right, I got a 3 out of 6. Please.
Okay. You swing at her, and just like everybody else, as soon as it hits her, she just begins to her skin begins to crack and sizzle, and with that, she starts to back away and starts to move towards the tunnel off the side. Charles, what are you doing?
Is she still within range? So like I said, I'm unscrewing the head of the the brush part.
Okay.
You bitch! You're getting rid of my friends that I just made. And then I'm basically stabbing at her.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's a hard success.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage. It'd be a d6 with that.
Come on, baby. 2.
Okay, you hit her right in the back, and she just starts to stumble away. Still going. Definitely seems to be hurting. But as she starts, she makes it to the start of the tunnel, and as she does that, Joey steps out. Somehow he's holding the knife that Roger had before, and you're right. You're right. Yeah, but he is holding a knife, and he just has this, just glare in his eyes, and he just kind of holds himself looking at you. Harry, you're just kind of backing off, just in intense pain. What are you, Charles and Richie? What are you doing then?
Hey, Grandma, I thought you wanted a hug. I'm going to. So, how far is she? Is Joey in front of her, or did she get past Joey?
Well, we'll say that she hasn't quite gotten back past Joey yet.
I'm going to run after her and try to get her with the.
We all still think Joey's a good guy, don't we?
Yes, I do.
Except for Darren.
He doesn't think anything anymore.
All right, go ahead.
I failed that. 54
Okay, as you do that, you go and you swing, but you get a little, you get close to Joey, and as he does that, he just jumps at you, knife, hitting the knife sinks into your shoulder for 3 points of damage.
All right, son of a bitch!
And
Joey, what the hell?
He just kind of starts laughing, as she kind of starts to disappear down that tunnel, and he slowly starts backing away, step by step, watching each of you as he does to see what you're doing. Charles?
So I was in the process of calling out to Joey, "Where have you been? Attack her!" And then all of a sudden, when I see this reaction of him swinging at Richie, now all of a sudden I'm a pause in my who the hell to go after. She's out of range, I'm assuming?
Yes. Yeah, she just kind of disappeared.
Okay. I'm going back over to check up on Harry.
Okay. Harry, at this point, you have just, you have lost all control, and all you can think of is you need to get out of there. And so you just start to dart back down the tunnel.
Crying, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Peeing my
Hold
pants.
on, Harry. Hold on. We'll get you out of here. And then I'm going to go over toward that hand and first put out the light, and then from there try to convince them to head upstairs.
Okay. So we'll kind of start to narrate this, I think, a little bit. Charles, you are able to get over to the hand. You kind of climb up a little bit, grab the candle from the hand, and just throw it down into the water where it extinguishes. As this happens, you all can feel this whoosh of air as it feels like some weight or some force has been lifted off the house. Harry, when this happens, you are halfway up the handholds going back into the basement. Charles and Richie, once this happens, are you gonna just stay down there? Is that your plan, or is your plan to try to get out of the house?
Well, what about Darren? Like, we can't just. Oh, Darren. Oh well.
Fine.
Nothing we can do about it. Sorry, buddy.
He's a goner, Richie.
All right. Well.
We've got to get Harry off to a doctor.
Yeah.
You've got the key.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this light with us just to make sure she doesn't relight it. But we got to get out of here.
All
All right.
So you three just head out. Harry, the next thing you know, you're kind of lying on your front porch, completely soaked to the bone from the rainstorm that's going on. Your parents, find you and end up taking you to the hospital. Phone calls are made that night. Charles and Richie, you are able to get out of the house as well. When you reach the front door, you find that it's open. The storm raging outside, and you both make it home. Harry, you are in and out of consciousness, but eventually everybody figures out. All the parents figure out that something has happened. And Harry, when you next realize, and they all, because you're all battered and bruised. Richie, you've got a knife wound. Charles, you fell down the stairs. You all end up going to the hospital. Harry, you awaken in a hospital bed. After the events of last night, your parents forced you to come to the hospital, as did all of the other kids' parents. You overheard them talking quietly with the doctors, muttering about carbon monoxide poisoning, some darkly suggesting drugs were involved. With Darren and Joey gone, you can hear their parents and they're sobbing in the hallway, muttering to each other with worried whispers. Harry, rising from your bed, your legs still unsteady beneath you, you take a walk down the hallway, hoping to see your friends. The hospital is small and the rooms are close by. Your friends are still sleeping, recovering after escape from the depths of the Barnaker house. You pause and sit by the bedside of Richie and reach out to take his hand. You let yourself cry just a little. After a moment, you get up to clean yourself in the bathroom. There's a knock at the door. A nurse is here to take you back to your room. You need your rest, she insists. She opens the bathroom door, and you see your friend in bed. You see your friend in bed in the bathroom mirror, but it is not your friend. Lying in bed is the terrible witch monster grinning at you.
You belong to me, dearie.
She spits at you, even as you scream. And oh, do you scream? You can hear her cruel, crackling laugh. Fade to black. Roll credits. Darren, you open your eyes slowly. You're in a dark room, but cracks between boards over a window let in a smidgen of red and purple light. Strangely, this seems quite bright to you. You blink. You're relieved as the light illuminates the faces of Joey, your friend, next to you. Huddled close together in this small room, you look around. It's a familiar place, but strange. You see two old chairs, a cast iron table. Are they nailed to the ceiling? No. It seems you are the one who is upside down. The sound of high-pitched chirping rises as slowly the perspective shifts to reveal the kids' faces on the heads of bats, ears twitching, mouths squeaking, clustered together and hanging upside down. The camera passes through a crack in the window to the outside, revealing a cupola and then the whole house. It is winter at twilight. Snow covers the roof and yard. You hear footsteps crunching in the snow. The camera tilts down to reveal a trio of kids in heavy winter coats, thumping up the steps to the door of the house. You don't recognize any of them, except Roger, whose distinctive voice echoes in your oddly acute ears. What are you, a scaredy cat? A dry, cracking woman's laugh fills your ears and the scene fades to black. The end. And with that, we conclude the scenario.
Wow.
I curse and bat.
So,
Well, you're a Batman now, so that's
tell
cool.
us everything that was going on.
Batman.
Let me ask you. Let me turn the tables a little bit. What do you think was going on? And I suppose this is the part that at which we say that if anybody's listening, we're definitely hitting more spoilers here than you've heard. So
Well, if they've listened this far, they've already spoiled the whole.
exactly.
First off, I make the opportunity to get to Harry's bedside, and I tell him, as soon as you get better, I'll help you go back inside to retrieve your recording.
Well, by this time, I've lost well over 50% of my sanity. I'm probably going to be institutionalized, where I will be the smartest person in the institution.
And I'm Batman.
I'm of course thinking that it's a Keziah Mason sort of character, a witch from the.
Yeah. So
That's,
the Barnaker house is one of those houses that kind of sits on the edge of town that every kid thinks is haunted, or a witch lives there. In fact, each of you had your own rumors about the house, some of which were at least partially true. So what had happened was Evelyn Barnaker was a witch, and years and years and years ago. In fact, it was in the 1800s. She kind of faked her death and became a witch and just started living in underneath the basement, using the bat and rat things that she was creating, as well as her cat, to kind of help dig out her place, and then bring her basically children for food. Throughout the years, people have lived in the house, but usually not for long, until, the last people who lived there, maybe 10, 20 years ago, finally move out. A lot of their stuff still in the house, which is what you all stumble upon. So about 5 days before the start of the scenario, Roger goes into the house with the kind of bored of being a bully, and decides to basically just do what bored kids do, and break stuff in the house. And he goes up to the second floor, and the room, Harry, that you had gone into, that had all that smoke, and it looked like it was partially burned. He had gone in there and started a fire. Well, one of Evelyn's weaknesses is fire, and so she has the ability to basically just dampen any fire within the house. That happens. Rastus, who's the cat, casts a spell on Roger, takes him to the basement, where he becomes one of her. Basically, it's like a skin servitor. Basically, he's filled with these bugs inside of him, and he can just kind of remember. He barely has his memories from before, but his purpose then is to start bringing more children to the house for Evelyn, which is where he finds you, does the dare, and of course you guys have to spend the night in the house. You basically went through a lot of the places. There are a couple things that you missed. They're upstairs. So you didn't go into the attic. There's definitely an attic, but this is the third time that I've run the scenario. Nobody ever goes to the attic. The attic, if you went in there, you'd find basically a chest filled with some things that give you a little bit more clues as to what's going on, ways to hurt Evelyn. But honestly, the ways that you figured out how to hurt her, that clue, that's what you would have found. So I just moved it to where another place where it would make sense that you guys found it. In the upstairs, I don't think you didn't search all the rooms. You missed one of the bedrooms that you would have found, that was one of the children who used to live there, and you would have found some more information about Evelyn or about witches in the attic or somewhere else in the house. You would have found some newspaper clippings talking about Evelyn from the 1800s. The body that you found in the master bedroom that fell on Harry, that was basically like a homeless guy who had camped out. That's whose backpack you found in the living room or the family room, wherever it was. He had gotten attacked by basically a swarm of rat things in the house, and that's why he was up there. Yeah, I believe one of you had made a nature roll to say that it was unusual for rats to attack a living person, and that's what happened to him. And then probably Roger cut off his hand, and that's what Evelyn was using for the Hand of Glory spell, which sealed the house. So what happened was with Rastus the cat, once you guys got downstairs, with Jeff being gone, we had to do something with Joey, and it just made sense that the cat would come up to Joey, he'd pick it up, and basically the cat casts Mesmerize on Joey and kind of takes over his mind, getting him to go into the basement, or convincing him to go in the basement, and that's when things just go south for him, and where Darren eventually finds him. Let me think here. I mean, you guys, the rest of the stuff I think you found or came across. All the other rooms. The only room that you didn't go into is on the first floor across from the kitchen. That room, you guys never went into that room, and that room
because we found a basement.
Exactly, you found the cool basement. That room would have had just basically a wall filled with porcelain statues of animals and taxidermy animals. And if you hadn't found Rastus the cat at that point, he would have been sitting on the top shelf. But that's pretty much it. The other thing is you can explore the backyard and you find a couple things. The big thing in the backyard is you find first off, there's a fish pond back there that there's basically some guts lying on it, a stone nearby that are actually, I think they're Rogers actually. So they look, somebody plays it off as, oh, this must be, some dead animal, but it just doesn't look right. And then there's a cistern back there. And the cistern, while you can't really do anything with it, that's what the brick wall in Evelyn's room is. And technically you can start attacking that, and then it will flood the room and basically just get rid of all of the other things that could attack you in there, and just leave you and Evelyn there. And there were a couple other small things you could find, like some silver coins and stuff like that. But
so a question for you. When Harry had gone crazy, losing the 11 points of sanity and went running off, or wound up being in the one room, you had described a flash of lightning, and he saw a little bit of light seeping through the boarded up window. And then the next time there was a lightning flash, you said it was kind of blocked. There was something on the outside of the window.
Right. So one of the places you did not explore was, if I remember, it was the cupola, the little tower thing on the house. So if you go up there, and you guys never went up there, so I kind of moved this to where to that room. There is what they call a bat thing, like a very large bat with long spindly arms. And what it does is it starts to attack you through the boards in the window. That's what was on the outside of the window that Harry saw. If he would have stayed in there, or if you guys would have gone in there for any longer, it would have started to attack you through the walls or through the boards, trying to pull you through. And it can. I wouldn't have done this, but it can become a almost insta-death type scenario, because it will pull you outside, and you're on the roof, and the roof is slippery, and really the only way is either back in through the window or falling off, because there's no way for you to climb down. And if you fall off, it's basically instant death for you almost. But that's what that was.
Wow. All right. Well, let's finish it up. Our players included Jeff Beck, who was unfortunately not here tonight, Wayne Worthy, Bill Riggle, Ryan Sesney, and myself, with Tyler Hudak as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 5 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows, free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to support our show, visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. And follow us on Twitter. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.